Alright, it's that time again, people. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Go the hell back to bed. Whatever time it is, I'm glad you have you here. So, as the title says, I'm going completely off the wall today. Doing something that you wouldn't expect of me, and I sure as hell didn't expect of me. But as it turns out, this may or may not be a useful style for me to get more acquainted with in the particular scene I'm in. So, enough beating around the bush, it's time for a little J-pop idol sort of jaunt. So, as you can see here, I decided to do a bit of initial prep work this time. Rather than figuring out the harmony on the fly, on stream, I decided instead we would do something like this. Figure out the harmony beforehand. How you doing, Lobster? Good to see you. So, J-pop idol. So, there are a few general tropes that apply to J-pop, which make it unique from American pop, but also rather similar in a lot of respects. So, the general main. Sweet, good to hear that. Really glad to hear that. Speaking of, you and I gotta talk about that in a bit more in private after stream if you're still up, or just whenever. Soon though. So back on subject. So J-pop, major key, very peppy, very energetic, but still digestible. So to that end, we are going to be playing in the key of D major today. Be permitted of 165. Fairly sprightly, but not thrash metal, balls to the wall, aggressive speed. We'll save that discussion for after stream, Lobster. So, 165. So, I suppose harmony speaks louder than words, so I'll just go ahead and play the bass line I've decided to the building blocks of the song that I've already come up with. So, let's have a brief listen. Oh, silly me. There's something I forgot to place here. No wonder you didn't hear anything. Okay, so guess I have to kill the magic a bit here. I use this plugin called Restream to ensure that you hear my DAW, but in all the excitement of getting prep work done, I forgot a rather critical little assessment there. So, now that that's on the track, let's see if, okay, OBS says it's playing, so now let's let it play. So yeah, obviously it doesn't sound like much at the moment, but It's not supposed to be that much. This is just supposed to be the basic ass harmony. Not supposed to be interesting quite yet. Although that said, there was a bit of an oversight I made. I should have placed down some markers to ensure that you could tell what part is what. So, this part here, we'll put the first one, and this is the intro. Not intro, intro. And this little part here, we'll call it the verse. Next up is the part we call the pre-chorus. And if we move over here, you will observe the chorus. And finally this part here, which is the outro. So I'm roughly aiming for anime opening length, more or less. Not that I ever do anything longer than that, but that's just roughly what I'm going for. So, we have our harmony figured out, so I think this time around we're going to start with the drums. Because, as I said in at least a couple of streams before, that's generally where I like to start when I'm writing a song from scratch. So, to that effect, we will be using my weapon of choice, Easy Drummer. So, usually I pick a rather metal-friendly kit, but this time, that's not what we want. We do not want clicky kicks. We do not want in-your-face snares. We don't want cannon toms. This is meant to keep the rhythm and little else. So, to that effect, I've selected a kit that sounds a little something like this. Nothing too fancy, nothing too aggressive, just a nice, solid rhythm section that will be the basis of our jaunty little pop tune. So, with the sound selected, it is imperative that we pick a nice, driving little rhythm. However, if you've seen me use this function in previous streams, so for those of you who have not been here for previous streams, one of the big advantages of Easy Drummer is its top-notch songwriting capabilities. Arguably, I didn't even need to open the DAW to do something like this. All you really gotta do was... You saw nothing. I was trying to save the track, and I tried to save a effects chain. Gotta watch rear clicking with this program. That's something of a disadvantage. There's just so many features that if you choose the wrong key, if you hit the wrong keybind at the wrong time, then you probably end up doing something you don't want. Anyways, so in previous streams, what I've done when I wanted to make a drum part is I would individually pick drum parts one by one, going into different libraries, just scrubbing through, seeing what sounds good-ish. However, this time I'm going a bit less in depth. What I'm going to do this time is I'm basically going to let Easy Drummer write the drum part for me, with a couple of caveats. So, if you look at this rather attention-grabbing tab, this is the song creator. If I pick out one MIDI, I can just drag it in here, into this drop zone, and then I pick a section, a song structure, all the way over here, and from there, it will basically spit out a drum part. Very handy little feature, especially if you want to jot down an idea quickly. Not that I really want to, speed isn't really of the essence, time isn't of the essence, but, I don't know how your attention span looks, so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. So, we're going to select ABC, 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 song structure. But obviously, that's just the structure. We need to actually pick a drum part to base this off of. So, usual procedure, we're just going to listen to a few of these MIDI parts, and we'll see which beat I like for this context. Yeah, I do agree that does sound a bit 80s, which probably means it's not what I want. Because the inconvenient thing is, Easy Drummer has MIDI libraries for just about every genre under the sun, but unfortunately, J-pop is not among them. Although there's probably a reason for that, that being there are many other genres of music that J-pop takes influence from, so could be, that's probably why. Because if you're trying to write a J-pop song, then pretty much what you're doing is writing a standard electronic song, a standard rock song, a standard, even metal song, depending on which particular group you're listening to. But again, I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, so writing a metal track would be rather counterproductive to that. So, like I said, we'll just go ahead and let's try this pack. And we'll just scrub through some of these and see which one sounds fitting. Okay, on second thought, before we proceed with the songwriting, if you're wondering what that strange papery sort of sound you heard was, that was a result of, those are what are called ghost notes, which are the result of the drummer trying to keep rhythm on the snare drum, so they play it rather lightly. The problem is, particularly, I think this particular snare sample that I picked out, the ghost notes are a bit too intense. They're a little too loud. Part of the reason being I picked a snare from a different library than the standard kit. So unfortunately I have to go a bit back to the drawing board. So, yeah, I say we go with this. Let's hear how it sounds. No, a little too Saint Angry for my tastes. Let's try this one. Yeah, I find it funny. Vinnie Paul's signature. That'll be, very, very funny if this turns out to be the fitting one, considering Vinnie Paul is the drummer of Pantera, one of the most legendary metal bands in the world, so I guess there's just no escaping it. Also, hello Cinnamon Matcha, good to see you. You arrived just in time to watch me try to correct a mistake I made. So, Vinnie Paul signature, let's hear how it sounds with this particular beat. No, that's not fitting either. Okay, last shot. If this one doesn't work. Dampened snares. Silly me. Yeah, as a metal guy, I don't generally like dampened snares. I prefer to keep them as alive as possible. Keep the sustain, but again, I forgot. Not metal. J-pop. So let's hear how this sounds. that depends what mistakes and not. If you want to correct musical mistakes, then sure, I can teach you. If you're looking to fix actual life mistakes, then I'm the last person you want to ask. I don't know what to tell you, I'm a bit over-specialized. I'm not really feeling this particular track, so let's look at this one. No. Hi-hat too intense. Yeah, no, I don't think this library is what I'm after. Let's dip into this library. Let's see what's in here. Then, yeah, I cannot exactly help you. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm a musician. We are the #1, sort of people you're not supposed to ask for life advice from, so, yeah, sorry I can't help you. But again, I specialize in music, so if you... I might not be able to help you with your life, but I can help you write songs about it to soothe the pain. Not in this particular stream, but in general. No, I don't think any of these will work either. Time to swallow my pride and go for a real relic of a library here. Parts recorded in the early 2000s. Or maybe this library instead. Pop on Fire. Maybe this will work. Mindless self-indulgence. If I recall correctly, that's an industrial band, so, unfortunately, as I've mentioned before, I'm not generally the guy I want to ask you about electronic music. I still need to do a lot of studying on that myself, so, probably not them, but, well, the rock elements I can probably help you with, not so much the electronic. Because, again, I need to, study industrial a bit more. Maybe in the future, though. Anyways, I like this drum part. We will go with it. So, as I explained earlier, we are going to basically let this program write a drum part for me. So, we bring this, we take this drum part, we drop it into this little part right here, we let it load our results, and presto changeo. So, as you may have noticed, this is what we're going to be working with. So, we will pick a source file. Sounds good to me. So let's go ahead, take this, and bring it into our workstation. And apparently I misplaced a marker there, but that was an easy fix. I just had to drag it over. Couldn't be simpler. So let's see what we got for a pre-chorus. I like it, but let's see if we can do one better. Get a little more creative. That's more like it. Let's drag it in. And now for our chorus. I really like it, but it turns out I like that better for the pre-chorus than as a chorus, so easy fix though. We can just drag this over, and we can place this as our pre-chorus. Doesn't matter what the labeling says. If you want to change a part around, you are free to do that. These are merely suggestions. These are not the word of the law. Aripi, good to see you, and you are more than welcome to lurk. I'm just glad to have you here. Very glad to have you here. Missy, I'll make an idol out of you. You're damn right. So, you're just entering, so at the moment we're running a drum part. Trying to come up with a rhythmic backbone for the song to complement our harmonic backbone, which I made up off stream. So, that's our main 3 parts ready. Now we just got to figure out a good drum part for the intro. I'm thinking a bit of a fill sort of intro. Let's hear what these got. I like that. I think that's a very energetic opening to our song. So, we will place these to there. We'll bring over this way too. Why not? Whoops. Alright, so I think that's a drum part sorted. Almost. One last thing I want to do. A little bit of a secret weapon here. A fun little plugin that I've actually never used before on stream. This is Unreal Instruments Wind Chime, by the same amazing gentleman who made my usual guitar sampler, who goes by Purple Shiki Boo on Twitter. This is his quote-unquote plugin company, which specializes in sampled instruments, like guitars, kotos, the strange little Japanese ethnic instrument, and, as we'll be using today, a wind chime. And if you don't know what that is, well, let me show you. Can you tell why I thought this would be a good fit for an idol song? Yeah. Wind chimes. If you ask me, it is possibly the single most feminine musical instrument on the planet. So, I figured, what better way to, what better little touch to add to an idol sort of song? So, as you can see, that said, still gotta decide on articulations to pick. Decide what exactly we're doing here. Because rather inconveniently, this is not part of the proper drum kit. This is something I had to add on to it. When Masterpiece Drummer had a wind chime function, but unfortunately, just wasn't in the cards. Speaking of, that reminds me, I was thinking of adding an additional percussion layer, but we'll see how I'm feeling after I add this. So, we're going to... Okay, where's the drum part? Begin. So, this measure. So, I say we add a MIDI item right here. Drag it down because I didn't select the right freaking track. These things happen sometimes. No. We're just going ahead, just click random notes until I find something that sounds good. let's see how it sounds in context. So what my plan here was, I would let the harmony play out, whatever that's going to be, up here, and then I will use the back half of the intro to add percussion. So let's hear how it sounds. I should really have added an opening hit to that. Let's see if I can overhaul this drum part a bit. Well, I say overhaul, this is probably only going to take me a couple of clicks, mercifully. All I gotta do is bring this up, click this button, and look at this, opening hit. If I hit this, it'll add a nice little cymbal hit for me. And just like that, a little more excitement. A little more of a tell that we're moving into another part of the song. Very simple. Funny you mentioned that. That's actually something of a long-term goal of mine. I actually do want to write music for other people. For games, movies, other VTubers, for the immediate moment, whatever. So, yes, I actually would like that quite a bit. But again, we can discuss that after the stream. You and I, my friend, are going to have a very long conversation, I can tell already. So, back to business. This was a chorus, so... Let me see if I can recall which one it was, though. Oh, silly me, I didn't need to do that. This, on the other hand... No, not that either. That was the only one that was missing its opening hit. Well, I guess that works. So, exceedingly simple. However, again, there is one last little thing I want to add. And that is... a tambourine track. That seems like a nice little poppy touch I can add. So, we are going to... percussion, here we go. Tambourine, straight 4/4. However, what I'm not quite sure about is I don't know which accent to go for. So, let's listen to a few of these and see which one sounds good. All the old paintings on the floor. Yeah, it reminds me of another song, but I actually like how it sounds, so we're going to roll with it. Somehow, because I actually don't quite know how to use this particular track. I never tried to add a extra percussion track. Okay, Roro, it's good to see you, but read the damn description for once. Let's go over this again. I am not wearing any dresses. I am helping other people to wear the dress. I am not fucking Lady Baby. I have zero interest in, I am not about that life. I want to be in the background, helping a sprightly young lady help her achieve her dreams. I write the music, I don't dance to it. Okay, that was a bit of a freak out, I apologize. Okay, what the hell was I doing again? Oh yeah, trying to figure out how to add this to the track. Because I do not know how. Well, when I described it earlier as, at the very beginning of the stream, I actually did describe idol music as a very upbeat, peppy, it has a few general tropes. Major key, very, energetic, happy sounding, See, the thing is, like, J-pop isn't really it's more of an umbrella term because J-pop actually covers several subgenres in and of itself. Electronic, pop rock, symphonic, and again, even the occasional metal track. But as I said, metal's what I usually do, so we're going to mix it up. I'm dialing back the gain a bit. And I don't know what I'm doing with electronic music, so we are sticking closer to my domain than that. So, Tabaha, good to see you, alt-idol. I don't know about alt-idol specifically, but I do remember, I recall seeing something called anti-idol a few years ago, which did look interesting, closer to my taste, but I didn't get the chance to look at that. No, I don't believe I've heard of that group. Yeah, again, so confession time. The vast majority of what I know about idols and idol music is Love Live, the Love Live franchise. The reason being, somebody in my former friend group introduced me to it, and I thought the game was fun, and I ended up liking the music more than I thought I would. However, that is my only frame of reference for idol music of any stripe. I'm not familiar with AKP, I'm not familiar with Wake Up Girls, fucking none of that. Unfamiliar territory entirely. So again, when I say I'm writing an idol track, what I'm really saying is I'm writing my broad interpretation of an idol track through the lens of a dopey thrasher. Whether or not it'll actually end up like that is remains to be seen. So, tambourine track. I want to add a tambourine track. This is what I'm going to do for my first attempt. I'm going to click here. Sure, you got it, Lobster. Glad to hear you calm down. Glad I can help you with that. Thanks for showing up. So, let's just drag this in here and pray it works. Shit, it doesn't. Well, that's a bit of a problem. Do I really gotta drag this all the way up to the standard friggin' track? Tangerine track. Tambourine. Yeah, but you're probably just fucking with me anyways. Also, good to see you, Green. I'm not sure this will actually work, but I suppose we can pray. Miracle of miracles, yes it does. Downside is I apparently gotta layer it with this. Let me see. If I load up the note map over here. Okay, I don't see anything that looks even remotely like a hi-hat track. I suppose we'll just have to wing it and copy and paste it. D-1. Oh, yeah, there's nothing on that track. Shouldn't be a problem. Control. Bring it here. Control. There we go. Perfect. So now I just take this and copy and paste it a few times. And look at that, I've managed to add a tambourine track, bespoke, to the drums. Let's hear how it sounds together. Just the drums. And pray they mesh well together. Miracle of miracles, yes they do. Fantastic. So, let's add another one. I'm feeling extra confident now. We'll add this to the track. 8th accent 3. Control A, Control X. Delete that. Select this. I say I'd select this particular MIDI item. Go down to the negatives. Bring it back here. Control V. Wait, no, I don't want to do this. Gotta watch out. Control C. Control C. Yeah, sorry for the quiet. I'm trying to concentrate a bit here. Making sure I'm not sabotaging my own track. Let's hear how it sounds. Yeah, so that's completely fucked up. That's a pity. Should have figured it wasn't going to be quite that simple. Shit, I screwed that up so badly that now I gotta re-import it. Gotta do this whole process over again. Brilliant. So, yes, this is a bit more tedious than I wanted to do, but the problem is, it's either, you can either do it the quick way or do it the right way sometimes, and I decided I wanted to do it the right way. Alright, so, now, to add a chorus, to add a tambourine to the chorus. Good to see you too, JC. That's absolutely fine. I am flattered that I'm glad to make your workday a bit more bearable. Very glad to do that. Go ahead and lurk. Thank you for coming. So, we will add tambourine to the chorus now. X. Come on, open sesame. There we go. Scroll all the way down here. Control V that shit. And we just gotta, again, not do it fast, but do it right. because it likes to cut off a little earlier than one would desire for no discernible reason. And there we go. So we'll see how it sounds. Make sure I didn't completely bollock it up again. Perfection. Alright. So with that out of the way, that's our drum part sorted. So yeah, I suppose we'll end on a wind chime too. Why not? No, I didn't want to insert it up there. Select this part, and now scroll all the way down here, and we will insert our media. No, not media file. I said MIDI item. Yeah, generally you only want to insert a media file if A, you're singing over a backing track, or B, you're using a sample or something. I am not doing that today, so we will, that was a complete mistake. So, again, we'll just scrub through. Works for me. So, that's a percussion track sort of for the moment. Now, I believe it's time for us to get to the bass line. Absolutely critical part of any type of music. J-pop is no different. So, conveniently enough, just so I didn't have to do a bit of guesswork, I wrote the chord progression right here. D, G, D, A. Just a simple little bouncing sort of progression. And you may notice that I've done much the same in these other two quadrants. Well, we'll get to those when we get to those. So, let us launch our easy bass, and it sounds like this. Dumb if you scrub around chromatically, but if you actually play a groove, then it will sound rather nice. So, we are just going to... Usually I'm fine sticking to the basic rhythms, but today I would rather put a bit more thought into it, just to see what we can do. Yeah, 80s. Why not? Let's see if it fits. Not what I'm looking for. Let's go off the wall. Let's go soul R&B. I like that significantly more, more than I thought it would. I suppose we'll send it. So let's drag it in here, just to see what it sounds like. Okay, so it starts at measure 10, I see. That's rather strange. There we go. All right. So we get DGDA. We're in the key of D major, as I've already said. So D, G. Well, we're on a 5 string, so I think we might as well dip it down an octave while we're at it. Perfect. Let's hear how it sounds. I like it. It sounds rather nice. So let's drag it in. And we'll listen to how it sounds with the drums. We gotta make sure that they lock in, otherwise that was an entire exercise in pointlessness. Silly me, I forgot to mute this event. Mute this, otherwise it'll play twice and sound dumb. Oh, even better, apparently, okay, let's drag this in again. Perfection. Sounding really nice. Except something just occurred to me. That doesn't fit the chord changes. So, harmonic rhythm. That is harmonic rhythm. That is how fast chords change, and I just realized. The harmonic rhythm is too slow. It switches every other measure, whereas it's supposed to switch every measure, the way I wrote the harmony. So, unfortunately, gonna be slightly more work for myself than I thought. But it's not as bad as it could be. So all I really gotta do is, take this handy little tool, cut every single one of these in half. So, DG, DA, DG. Alright, let's hear how it sounds. This is way too low. Bring it up an octave. Much better. Significantly, not only fits the harmonic rhythm better than I thought, but also, a bit more of an interest curve for that. A bit more zigzaggy. You don't want everything to stay straight. That's generally pretty uninteresting. So that's that out of the way. Let's drag it back in. I don't particularly need to listen to it a second time. So, that sorts out the verse. Now for the pre-chorus. Unfortunately, you may notice that there is no pre-chorus in here. So, I suppose we'll just, do this. Demetrius, good to see you again. It's going pretty alright. We're making a J-pop song that doesn't sound very J-pop at the moment, but that's because I have, still got quite a bit of work to do before it sounds correct. So, now we're gonna pick a bass line. Pick a bass line for our pre-chorus. Surprisingly enough, I like how that sounds too. I think it fits our pre-chorus rather well. Unfortunately, it comes with a pre-split. So, let's observe up here. Our pre-chorus chord progression is G, A, F sharp minor, and B minor. So, we will select these two. G. These are supposed to be A. These two are supposed to be F sharp minor. And then these two, B minor. Let's hear how it all sounds together. Pretty much exactly what I want. Copacetic. So once again, we just drag it in. And remember to mute these events while we're in here, otherwise it'll mess with our heads when we're writing the song. This is not a verse, this is a pre-chorus. I gotta change that labeling real quick. And now for the actual chorus. Let's see what we got here. Too simple for me. Sounds good to me. We'll use it. But again, the harmonic rhythm's wrong, so gotta chop it up. And let's observe up here our chorus chord progression. So, funny thing about this chorus chord progression I picked, this was what I based the entire song around. This chord progression on the music is actually probably the most common chord progression in anime music at the moment, in J-pop. Specifically because it was engineered to be endless, catchy, easily loopable, doesn't generally take you any one place. It's pretty much all tension, no release, until you get to another part of the song. Or, no, I think I'm mistaken. Maybe that was this part. In any case, bottom line, chord progression sounded good. That's why I picked it. So if you observe up here, this is supposed to be F sharp minor again. These two chords are supposed to be G. And these last two chords, B minor. Let's see how it sounds. Excellent. So one last time, we just drag it in. Could not be simpler. So that just leaves the tail end and beginning of the song. Very simple. So let's look at the fills. Let's see what we got in here. Sounds good to me. And for the ending, I think now we'll go for a basic rhythm. So, as you can observe here, we're doing three repetitions of a D major chord and then a G chord. So, if we drag this here, let's be extra smart about this and zoom in a bit so we can make damn sure we know what we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So. Gotta find the right tool again. So. D. And these two are supposed to be G. Now let's ensure we did it right. Let's drag it in. Perfect fit. Alright. So, get this last event. And they're all muted. So, let's see what we got so far. Our drum and bass track. And we'll just start from the first sparkle launch. Okay, that's too loud, so I probably... No, I did mute that. What? That's exceedingly strange. Leon and or Alice, good to see you, and if it's reminding you of 50s rock, that's probably because that's, I ended up using a Motown bass line, but, that's sort of a problem considering I'm trying to write a J-pop song. So, I guess it's up to my instrument choice to fix that. This is what I get for going off the wall. So, this is far too loud. Except it isn't. What? Alright. In that case, I suppose we'll just have to normalize everything. Just bring everything up. Put a little more power into this. Make like Tim Allen and give it more power. Best solution to anything. This is fine. Yep. Yes, very happy sounding, very energetic. Which means, in that case at least, I'm doing what I'm aiming for. Very, convenient, I suppose. But again, I apparently have I'm gonna need to make some, judicious instrument choices if I'm going to ensure that this, sounds like a J-pop song in the end. Whether I will actually succeed in that remains to be seen. So, I think the next order of business I'm going to take is I'm going to attempt to write a electric guitar track, because generally, it's just something I want to do. And again, that's what I'm comfortable with. But before I actually properly work on the part, I'm going to add a signal chain. Add the amp, cabinet, overdrive simulation. Just so I have a better idea what I'm doing. with one more element that I forgot. It's time to introduce you all. This is the part of the stream where I introduce you to a plugin that you've probably never heard of. So, if you recall my either last songwriting stream or the stream before it, I don't recall which. The one before it, yes. You may recall that I managed to turn an electric guitar sampler into an acoustic guitar sampler through the magic of a 3 Sigma pickup, but today I'm going to use a different plugin, Impulse pack of theirs. I'm going to try to turn this guitar into another guitar that sounds entirely different. So this is a PRS. We're going to turn it into either a Stratocaster or a Telecaster. I'm going to need to experiment a bit, but we will start with a Telecaster. With a humbucker. 44.1, and we'll start with this Impulse. Next up, we're going to add our overdrive, which I forgot the name of, but it's called Dr. Drive, I just remembered. We're just going to use this bare basic one that I like to use. And last but not least, we're going to bring up my preferred amp simulator, which is by Nembrini, I remember, so BSC, there we go. Yeah, it's that's a problem with me experimenting so much. I just realized I've actually forgotten what my comfort zone actually is. What a strange problem to have. So we're going to scrub all these to more standard settings. We're going to switch to the normal channel. I do want a crunchy sound, so we'll stick with that. Now let's go to the cabinet impulse. I do not want the standard one. We will instead go with this nice little 2x12 here. Because the 4x12s are generally good for metal, but that's not what I'm after. I'm after something a bit more sedate. And we'll just go with the one mic setup, because why not? Let's go back to the guitar sampler and hear how it sounds, just to ensure that this is a bit of a sanity check. Kind of shitty. That said, something tells me this is going to be a 2-stream project, so we'll just stick with this for the songwriting process, and then I think the next stream I will upgrade to my other preferred guitar sampler library, which is funny because it's free and this cost me like $150, but it just is how it is, I guess. So to write out our part, we're going to go into this funny little part called the Riffer. And we're just going to write out what basically amounts to guitar tablature in here. Right after we fix our parameters. We're at 165 at 4/4 straight. And we want to snap to 16th notes. But first we gotta get rid of all of this garbo. It's actually not garbage, it's actually a very nice solo they have by default, but not very fitting for J-pop. So, let's write out our intro riff. So I'm thinking, this is a basic power chord sort of job. We don't want to do anything fancy here. Not really a shreddy sort of genre, J-pop is. At least not in this application. So, first chord is D, so we're going to find So select these, elongate them. Jesus, what am I doing? We're going to copy and paste these. Well, I was going to copy and paste, but I guess gotta do what I gotta do. So these two will be sustains. Another sanity check, though. I gotta make sure that this actually sounds how I want. Too fast, as I predicted. What in God's name are you doing? Oh, still playing the part. I see. Yeah. Pardon me, brain fried a bit. Alright, select all these notes. I want these to be palm mutes. So, another sanity check. Let's hear how it sounds. Too goddamn fast. Yeah, let's not take eighth notes instead. Now that's more what I want. That's perfect. So, just... take all of this. However, this I do not want to be a G. So we gotta move everything a string down. Just do a little copy and paste job. Get rid of all of these. Get rid of these two highs. Now, this is simple. These are all supposed to be G's because we're playing a G chord in this context. Perfection. Which Primus song is that? Doesn't matter, we're not playing it today. So, this is the note we want to reach. And that is a mere half step away. How convenient. So let's hear how the part sounds all together. Jesus H. Christ. Clearly I did something wrong. So yeah, apparently I forgot how power chords work. Yeah, that's an inexcusable mistake. I apologize. Okay, that's more like it. Now we're just going to turn these back into palm mutes, and ipso presto, we're ready to... drag this in, but apparently I messed up a bit. Again, I forgot about the harmonic rhythm. So I gotta copy this, paste them over here. It's a good thing my little mistake was fairly easy to fix. Sometimes you just get lucky breaks like that, where you realize what you want to do didn't end up working, but... whoops. Didn't end up working, but it's rather easy to fix, so maybe I can figure out where to Okay, there we go. Wow, running out of gas only an hour into stream. Aren't I just a picture of professionalism? So, let's just go ahead and, here. Yeah, on second thought, it sounded too soft at 80, so we're going to up the velocity a bit and then drag it on in here. So other than the guitar being way too damn quiet, that actually sounds rather nice for an opening. So, again, we will observe the chord changes. Yeah, pardon me, I'm trying to do some engineering in my head. It's a bit rougher than I want. Kelson, good to see you, and if it makes you want to jump, then that means I'm somewhat doing my job, despite the fact that this is not even, not quite what I was aiming for, yet. Should probably have done a little more study before doing this. But again, this is what I get for improvising. Fair point about the wind chimes, though. I should probably turn the volume on those down. So, I gotta do some riff engineering, but just in case absolute disaster strikes, I gotta save this part real quick, so. Okay, wind chimes do give it an idle vibe. That's good, because that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's the only thing that does at the moment. But again, this is just the beginning of the layer, so. If you'll excuse me, I gotta save this part, but to do that, I gotta throw up a loading screen, so please bear with me a moment. Alright, excuse me, I am back. And it is saved, which means if I have another incident like that time I tried to write a ballad, no harm, no foul. I have saved this particular part for prosperity. So now that we've finished the intro, pardon that, no, we did not finish the intro whatsoever. I just realized that I had the velocity set incorrectly, so. Oh dear. I have made a terrible mistake. Pardon me a moment. Yeah, I made a good call saving that. You drag in the wrong place and you can mess up the whole thing. Alright, I gotta check what I did wrong here. I think I did something silly, but. Okay, that should have fixed it. Okay, so what I may have did wrong is when I reloaded it, it quantized it to 16th, which meant the riff would have played way too damn fast. Which I did not want. But fortunately, I salvaged it. No. Alright, so that's that little snafu finished, so it's time to move on to the next part, which is coming up with a verse riff, somehow. So I'm just going to let I'm going to let this loop a couple of times and see if I can come up with something. By the way, the piano is not part of the song. That's just a harmonic reference. That's just a bit of a sanity check, giving me what, helping me determine what exactly I need the guitar to do. If I'm going to add a proper piano part, it's not going to sound anything like that. That was just basic. That was just my sort of a building block track. Because I don't know how to write proper piano parts. So if I get the chords right, D, G, D, A. So I'm thinking, dun 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 dun. Just sort of playing out power chords, like pretty much strictly palm muted sort of idea. So. Okay, so that's D. And as you may recall, we have another part that is also a D. A mere one measure later. So we'll just paste it here. As a matter of fact, we have two more of the same. So. So that's D. No, that was a bit of a mistake. Somewhat. I can salvage that for, it's not suitable for the G, but it is suitable for the A chord. Because all I gotta do for the A chord is drag it all the way down. So if I take this and copy and paste it, I can reuse it all the way over here at the end of the part. Pretty sure that's not supposed to be an A sharp. So let's play this part out and pray that I did everything right. Almost. again, I gotta select everything because this is supposed to be a palm muted track. Up the velocity. Let's hear how it sounds now. Perfection. Nice, simple, doesn't give it, stays out of the way, more or less. So, with that, first I gotta save the part again, so I gotta throw up a loading screen again. Terribly sorry for this, but, again, there was only so much information you need out of me. Apologies again, we're back. So once again, we're going to take it and drag it in. And now, we play it all together to ensure that we have not completely lost our way. Yeah, we're working, it's working so far, more or less. I'm really having a hard time getting over the fact that this does not sound remotely idolish quite yet. Pretty long, arduous process we're in for. But again, it's a good thing we're doing multiple streams of this. Alright, pardon me a moment. Sorry, I had to hydrate a bit. So, pre-chorus, same procedure as the verse. We'll just highlight the track as it is. And just, I will attempt to come up with something in my head. I gotta turn this track down. Okay, so I think I have an idea here. So my basic idea is we're gonna do a alternating palm mute, sustain, power chord sort of idea, but it's going to follow the rhythm of the bass. So bum 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 bum. If that makes sense. Hopefully it does. So, with that out of the way. So, we're going G, A, F sharp, B minor. So, we're going to clear everything again. So, G. Perfection, exactly what I want. So that's G, next up is A. turn these into mutes. Fantastic. So, next order of business. F sharp, which is here. I'm trying to add a note, Mr. Sampler. Why won't you let me? There we go. Save for my project just in case. I'm not sure about this one, but I need to listen to it before I decide how exactly I can correct this. Too sharp. There we go. All right. So F sharp and finally B, which is here. There we go. Nice and simple. Unlike the rest of this little detour of a part. Sustain, palm mute. There we go. So we can, now that we've got that all sorted, we can simply take all of this, copy it, and paste it over here for another rep. Said, copy it, and then, what the fuck? Okay, so you're gonna make me do it the old-fashioned way, are you? Okay, we can do that. That was ridiculous, but I suppose the end justifies the means. Let's hear this whole part all together. Alright, it's what I want. It's, again, rhythmic, out of the way. But again, the real test is, how's it going to sound in the song proper, but I just realized something. I gotta save this again. So, one more loading screen. Apologies yet again. So, now that we've done that, now we drag it into the track. So, let's hear how this part sounds. Right after we mute the piano, because again, it's not supposed to actually be there. So obviously, it's not a kind of muddy in this particular context, because again, the guitar and bass are both panned basically in the center, so they're sort of fighting for attention. But when we get to the mixing stage and I can pan everything where it needs to be, then it'll sound, it'll make a lot more sense. However, the part sounds exactly as I want to, so for the moment, I'm satisfied. So next up, chorus once again. Same procedure once again. Listen to everything and just see what I can come up with. So, for the chorus, I'm thinking some basic Green Day style, just riding power chords. Really nothing fancy whatsoever. But again, it's a dynamic shift. It's what you want for this particular application. So, I'm really making you stare at this more than I want to, but eventually I'm going to learn to place these saved files in a different file directory. But for the moment, you're just going to have to bear with me one more time. So, please give me a moment. And we're back. So, chorus, like I said, just Green Day style sustained power chords. And we're going to be following D, F sharp, G, B. Which, if we... However, I'm not quite sure what rhythm to follow yet, so this will require some slight experimentation. So we'll just do it like this and we'll see if it works. So we'll split them in half, pick up the bass a bit. Sweet. Exactly what I want. So, again, D, next up is F sharp. Copy and paste this over a few times. Perfect. So, next up is G. Not entirely sure if this is the correct chord for this application, but... No, it actually turned out fine. Perfect. So finally, B. So another brief copy-paste job. And now, a rather large copy-paste job. There we go. Now let's listen to this part as a whole. Great luck. Fantastic luck. Works exactly as I wanted. So now we just simply drag it in once again. Wait, I didn't mean to close that. Brilliant. Really bad in 1,000. So, last order of business, we'll clear everything one more time. And we'll do largely the same thing to end on. So that was the wrong note the entire time, silly me. Wow, that was entirely wrong. That was not where I wanted to place that at all. Alright, so now I gotta select these over again. That's not where I wanted it either. I'm gonna get this right eventually. There we go. We're gonna drag it in prematurely just to make sure I didn't. Alright, so I did do it slightly wrong, but again, this is a salvageable mistake. All I gotta do is no. Okay, I think that was the correct course of action. I fucking hope it was. Alright, there we go. So now that that's all well and good, one last. Come on. Okay, this bastard is picky about where it wants me to save that. Oh well, at least it worked in the end. So let's drag it in. So that's our guitar part finished, and I think with that, I think we've made enough progress for one stream. Sort of really running out of gas and inspiration here. And I promise, before next stream, I'm going to really hunker down and study this a bit more. Because I think we made a good foundation, but once again, this does not sound like an idle song quite yet. This is going to require significantly, again, it's going to require more judicious instrument choice. It's gotta pick the right layers. Gotta write the right melody. Gotta just do a bunch of shit. Whatever. That's for next stream. For now, let's just give this a brief listen and see what we have so far. So yeah, not to repeat myself too much, but it's not bad. It's workable, but still quite a bit of work to do. But again, that is a job for next stream. Corpse, last minute addition, glad to have you here, I'm, glad to have your word for it, yeah, it's, see, that's the thing about genres, you gotta actually listen to examples first, and, like I said earlier, my only frame of reference for this sort of thing was the Love Live franchise, so, again, not the best, and you know who I should have spoken to? I should have talked to Nero before I embarked on this little adventure. I bet she would know her, or at the very least rewatch her VODs. She would be the person to ask about this if anybody. But if not, I can just, go it alone. I can do my own research if I absolutely have to, but, whatever the case. More work to do, more research to be done, just more to do. But, for the immediate moment, I'm calling it a day. So, thank you all very much for joining me in this, laying down this foundational, little thingamabob here. We've, got quite a series ahead of us, I feel like, more to do. Just, whole lot of, fine-tuning, more arrangement work, just, more to do. Always more to do. But for the immediate moment, thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully I will see you next stream, but for right now, have a good day, have a good night, have a good rest of your day, whatever the hell time it is. Just have a good one. Thank you very much. Yeah. Later.